NASA has made a breakthrough discovery on Mars that will change our understanding of the planet forever. From frosty landscapes to the search for water, we're diving into the mysteries of Martian winter weather and the potential for human survival on Mars. You won't want to miss out on the latest mission to Mars, including the United Arab Emirates Hope mission and the potential for future manned missions. Join us as we explore the latest advancements in Mars exploration and uncover the secrets of the Red Planet. Scientists have always been fascinated by Martian winter weather, and NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, has provided us with some stunning images of frost, snow, and even ice on the Red Planet. We've known for decades that Mars has seasonal weather patterns, including frost formation. The Viking landers, launched to Mars in the 1970s, captured images of frost water forming around them. And the Phoenix lander, launched in 2008, confirmed the presence of water ice on the planet. The Phoenix lander provided scientists with 2 new tools to study frost, snow, and ice on Mars. The lander used a scoop to disturb the red Martian dust, revealing water ice forming just beneath the regolith. This is something we are used to seeing on Earth in the form of frost layers. The second tool was a LiDAR sensor, which measured water ice crystals falling from the thin Martian sky, indicating that there is, in fact, snowfall on Mars. The search for water on Mars is one of the most important and current planetary science projects. The discovery of water on Mars could have far-reaching implications for the planet's ability to support life and future colonization. The search for water on Mars dates back to the 1970s, with the launch of NASA's Viking missions. These missions were intended to look for the evidence of water and life on Mars, but they ultimately failed to provide conclusive evidence of water on the planet. New technologies and improved instruments have enabled scientists to take a closer look at Mars and search for water in novel ways in the recent years. The presence of water ice on Mars was confirmed by NASA's Phoenix lander in 2008, and various spacecraft have since been used to study the planet's water resources. In 2015, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter found evidence of liquid water flowing intermittently on the planet's surface, known as Recurring Slope Lineae RSL. NASA's Perseverance rover, which landed on Mars in February of 2021, is currently searching for signs of past microbial life and collecting samples for a future mission to return to Earth. The rover also has a MOXIE, or a Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. It's an instrument that will produce oxygen from the carbon dioxide in Mars's atmosphere, which is actually an important step toward future human exploration. The European Space Agency intends to search for water on Mars as well. The ExoMars mission will look for evidence of past and present microbial life on Mars. In addition, the mission will investigate the planet's geology, atmosphere, and water resources. This type of mission is a big reason why scientists are optimistic about future explorers' chances of survival on Mars. Water ice is definitely widespread in some areas of the Martian surface. All we have to do is land in the right place. Furthermore, winter on Mars is distinguished not only by patches of water frost and snow, but also by something unique to Mars's extremely cold environment: CO2 frost. Carbon dioxide freezes in temperatures as low as negative 125.33 degrees Celsius, which is not possible on Earth. CO2 frost is formed by freezing of carbon dioxide gas, as opposed to water frost, which is formed by the freezing of water vapor. CO2 frost is harder to detect if you don't see the frost take shape firsthand. This is due to the fact that CO2 does not melt into a liquid. Instead, it sublimates, evaporating directly from its frozen solid state to a gas. Scientists have by this point recorded images of CO2 frost gracing the peaks of the red Martian dunes. But CO2 frost is also marked by several strange shapes and formations which they leave behind in the dust. According to JPL Mars scientist Sylvan, we see spider-shaped features, fans, geysers, Dalmatian spots, fried eggs, and other unusual objects that are difficult to understand, but beautiful and unique to Mars. CO2 frost on Mars was discovered in the 1970s by NASA's Viking landers, and it has since been observed by other spacecraft like the Phoenix lander and the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. Also, the CO2 frost is not as common as water frost, making research much more difficult. It's a little terrifying that the surface of the planet we want to colonize gets that cold, but it's very cool to see the effects of the CO2 frost change the landscape. Unfortunately for snow sport enthusiasts, NASA reports that while Mars is very cold, snow buildup on this very dry planet is never more than a few feet high, and mostly builds up on extremely flat areas of the surface. So while we might one day want to be able to enjoy a cup of cocoa while watching a Martian snowfall, we probably won't get much of a chance to ski or snowboard there. Not unless we engineer our very own Martian ski resorts, of course. Snow sports on Mars may seem far-fetched, but they're not impossible to imagine in the future. However, the current conditions on Mars make it unsuitable for skiing or snowboarding right now. The possibility of designing Martian ski resorts in the future may seem like a far-fetched idea, but with technological and space exploration advancements, hey, who knows? Maybe one day we'll be able to create artificial environments on Mars that can actually support life, like snow suitable for snow sports conditions. But let's be real, if we colonize Mars, then designing an artificial Martian ski resort would probably be a piece of cake. Okay, enough about sports on Mars. Let's get back to the problems. Mars's atmosphere is primarily composed of carbon dioxide, which accounts for approximately 95% of the planet's atmosphere. Other gases, like nitrogen, argon, and trace amounts of oxygen, methane, and water vapor, make up the remaining 5%. The atmosphere is also extremely thin, with surface pressure less than 1% of that of Earth. The current Mars atmosphere is thought to have formed over time as a result of the combination of processes, such as volcanic activity, impact cratering, and gas loss to space. The current ongoing study of CO2 frost is extremely important because it provides information about the planet's climate and weather patterns, as well as the possibility of CO2 existing in liquid form on Mars. The thin atmosphere, on the other hand, poses a significant challenge to human exploration and colonization of Mars. Humans would be unable to survive on the surface without the use of protective suits if there was no thick atmosphere to provide warmth, radiation protection, and air pressure. One of the proposed solutions to this problem is terraforming, the process of making Mars more habitable by artificially modifying its atmosphere, climate, and surface. Another method is to increase the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere, which would create a greenhouse effect, trapping heat and raising temperatures on the planet's surface. This would enable liquid water to exist on the surface, allowing plants and other forms of life to survive. The future of Mars exploration is promising, as NASA and other space agencies around the world have ambitious plans for the Red Planet. One of the most noteworthy is SpaceX's efforts to establish a colony on Mars and build a sustainable presence on the planet. This would pave the way for future human exploration and the potential for permanent settlements on the planet. Another noteworthy mission is the United Arab Emirates Hope mission, which aims to study the Martian atmosphere and the climate. The mission will gather data on how the Martian climate changes over a full Martian year and provide insight into the planet's weather patterns and how the atmosphere is evolving over time. The information from this mission will be a significant step towards understanding the potential for future human settlements and terraforming the planet. The potential for future manned missions to Mars is exciting because it could lead to the establishment of human settlements out of this world. The continued exploration of Mars is important for our understanding of the planet and the potential for human settlement. The discovery of water on Mars and the potential for terraforming the planet could make it possible for humans to establish a permanent presence on Mars in the future. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and hey, watch these ones as well.